Hi everyone. It is so awesome to be here with Brandy, the Brandy Zulu. She is the co-founder and CEO of Bodyweight Athleisure. Hi Brandy, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing very well. Hope you're all doing well.
Yeah, awesome. Before we actually head into the questions for this interview, so I was actually one of the semi-finalist judges, but for the social innovation stream. But I
Okay.
remember hearing parts of your pitch, and I just I loved how much confidence you had, and you had so much energy, and just the message behind your business and the vision behind your business. I just resonated with it. So, yeah, I know a little bit about you through that, but there's going to be people watching who may not know you. So, do you mind just giving just a small intro as to who you are, and then we can head into discussing your business a little further.
First of all, thank you. That was such a generous thing to say. But my name is Brandy. I started Bodyweight. It's been an ideation for a long time, but I decided to basically do a litmus test of how I felt about it last year, and I entered the Leopard's Lair last year.
Yes.
I was a UCT student, and now I'm a graduate, and I'm still working on it, and love every bit of it.
Awesome. And how did this business start? This idea, where did it birth from? Can you just talk me through that?
So Bodyweight Athleisure is going to be a plus size focused athleisure brand. I've definitely changed the scope a little bit to be a little bit more size inclusive instead of plus size focused. But we are aiming for our marketing and our product development to have a plus size body in mind with all the sizes, basically.
Yes.
But I am a plus size lady myself, and I really felt that from a South African standpoint, I was a bit disappointed with the options that we had, especially from the idea that the South African manufacturers or the South African brands that we had still don't cater to the general body that we see here.
Yes.
So I just decided that I would do that. And at the same time, I wanted to also include not just women. I wanted to include as many genders as I could in the campaigning, the marketing, because I have plus size guy friends, and I would also like them to feel included, and I'd also like them to share what it's like to feel good in your clothes and feel good in something that's extremely otherwise, besides extremely encouraging. Sometimes people can make you feel really bad about it when you have a lot more weight to you and more body to you. And I know when sometimes I go to the gym and people look at me, I can feel self-conscious, but if I feel like I'm wearing something that makes me feel comfortable, I at least feel good about myself. So I wanted everybody to share that experience, and I just thought I should do it.
No, I absolutely love that. And I think, we're living in a time where people are realizing that, you don't have to look like, those models that we see, in Victoria's Secret, or even, in our normal stores. Everybody is made to look different. And that means accepting your curves, accepting how your body looks and embracing it. So I just love how, the message of your business is, just embrace your body and, move your body in the way that, you feel comfortable. And, you mentioned in your pitch about, plus size men, and I hadn't even thought about that. And it's I can't even imagine how difficult it must be for them, to actually find clothes that are comfortable to wear, to exercise in, whether it's leggings or whatever. But
I do understand the focus on plus size women, especially in a society that seems to put women in a box of how they absolutely must look. But if you just type online, just type plus size man, and like I think you only get pictures from Rihanna Savage Fenty. They were like the first people really to put out like plus size range for men and have models for it. And then you have like some pictures from ASOS, and that's a very limited bracket, and that's also a very international bracket. It's not localized, it's not accessible, so
it's expensive. On another hand, it's so making it affordable and making it accessible to people here in South Africa is so important, and I'm glad that you approach it in that way. And like, I just wanted to ask, is the business still operating? Like, are you planning on expanding? Talk me through that.
So my only issue the biggest issue that I've run into so far is that I had to switch manufacturers.
Wow.
Because I had some issues with the last one, but I've got a new one. We're working very well, and everything should be up and like all systems go by the end of the month. So I'm pretty proud. Awesome. Like I've got like my camera set up and everything, like I can see taking pictures and stuff very soon. So.
Awesome. You must send me your social media and we can attach it to this video and people can follow and hype you up. And but that's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Fingers crossed everything goes well. Awesome. So obviously it's been a while since the competition and a lot has happened in between, and I think my next question is how have you grown since entering the competition? How has your business grown? How have you grown individually since entering the competition?
I think one of the biggest things definitely is I am able to take more collaborative approaches to decision making. I mean, I am still doing this mostly on my own. I do a lot of the idea making, but I like all the idea, like the sketches and all of that, like comes from me. But I'm not afraid really to ask for help, and I'm not afraid to ask for opinions, and I'm not afraid to ask for like critiques. It helps. It helps me get somewhere. And I ask my friends, like, do you think this would work? And that helps. I ask the manufacturer, like, what's your opinion on grades here? Like, it really helps me put things into perspective and make more informed decisions. So that's a really big part of growth that I've experienced.
That's actually something I've noticed in like a lot of strong women, a lot of like confident strong women, is that they struggle with, getting help from other people. And like often, sometimes you just need an extra hand or just someone just to sit with you, or, just something small. So like we all need to learn it. And I think it's such a valuable lesson. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you have realized that you don't have to take everything on, by yourself, because often, being in this entrepreneurial space, it gets quite lonely, especially if you are, the person doing everything and you're like the sole, not necessarily provider, but like you're the sole person in the business. So, now I'm glad that you realized that and you're not alone. So, awesome. Awesome. And, obviously like this competition, it's quite challenging. And, within challenges, there's always a lesson that you can learn. And I think, a lot of students, watching this might be, asking, okay, like if you can choose one thing that you've learned, what was the one lesson that you can take away from this competition that might inspire the students?
So I really went into this competition thinking that I just wanted to do this to prove to myself that it was even worth it, that even like my efforts were worth it. And I would really encourage anybody, and I feel like the biggest lesson that I learned was that it's okay to just start. And this was my start. Like my start was just telling people about it, just asking and having the development done. And I'm really lucky that we had a really good panel of very smart and educated and experienced, not even just business people, but people who know business. And my biggest lesson would really just to just start and be present. And I think another thing really is to keep an open mind. People are going to have things to say about your brand or about your business, and it might not all be positive, but all of that helps lay the foundation for what you really. And no one's saying this to be mean. People are saying this because maybe they see the value in what you're saying and would really like it to work. So I think keep an open mind and just go for it.
Awesome. Yeah. And, entering a competition like this, like you said, it really puts you, out of your comfort zone. And, someone like me, like I'd be so nervous and so hesitant to even just put my name forward. And I know that there are so many young students at UCT who have bright ideas, who have businesses, like business ideas in their head. And, what would you say to someone who's, like maybe sitting on the fence, is not sure as to whether, the idea is even good enough? What would you say to a student who's in that position?
I would tell them my story. In the middle of the competition, I emailed Janine, and I told her, Janine, I think it's been great, but I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I'm not good enough. I've heard some of those other pitches, and people come there with really great things, like they want to solve really fundamental great problems, and I just want to sell clothes. Right? This is what I was thinking, but she was just like, you've got it, like you've got the spirit, keep going. And I think for anybody who's sitting on the fence, I would just make an example out of me, and then also say that, that sitting on the fence and feeling anxious about pursuing it is normal, but it's not, you're never going to know what happens if you don't do it. And you're always going to miss the chances that you miss. It's always going to be a no if you don't miss it. And at least if you try and you fail, there was that experience of you tried, and maybe you can start again. And I would really encourage you to keep an open mind. The anxious thoughts, the nervousness doesn't really tend to go away. I'm still here, but I now have a little bit of a better sense of strength and core foundation at what I'm doing, and I have a more rock solid feeling of, I feel like this is going to work because I got through that. So I would really recommend that you just sort of close your eyes and you just do it. Just submit the form, do your pitching. And I mean, if anybody wants to reach out to me, like, I'm happy to share my socials. I'd be happy to just like give a few tips if they would, if they're happy for that. But otherwise, I would just say go for it. Try not to think too much. Listen to the judges, and I think you'll get pretty far.
Awesome. I love that piece of advice. Also for me, like whenever I'm nervous, like I always remind myself that nervousness is a sign that you care about something. You care about what you're doing, you care about, whatever project or whatever pitch or whatever business idea you have to do. And yeah, like you said, like you were comparing yourself to other businesses or to other people. Your business idea relates to your community. It relates to, what you've experienced, and therefore it's important to the people around you and to yourself. And, that's why, like, you can't even compare yourself to, the candidate next to you, because you have your own experience, you have your own community, you're solving a problem for the people around you. And yeah, so
I would
I just
also say that a lot of us tend to be our own worst critics. We often
100%.
talk ourselves out of some of our best ideas or even solutions to things that we might need, and we just, oh no, somebody else has probably solved it, somebody's got it, something. But if you feel like, well, I mean, somebody else is doing it, but they also were probably in that position too,
Exactly.
I think it's a really good idea for us to really reevaluate that negative self-talk and try put a volume down on it.
Bottom line, just close your eyes and submit the form. That's all you have to do. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this very short interview. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that you have so much going on. And I know that there's going to be a student out there that resonates with this. So thank you so much. And I will hype you up on social media, make sure that everyone that watches this follows your Instagram, Facebook, everything. Yeah. And best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks.